Is up, everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 22 online CFM game. We are now in week 16 of the 2021 season here in the Premier Madden League. Our Houston Texans are back to a 500 mark and in a must-win situation to even have a chance to make the playoffs. And the reason why I'm giving it such an outside chance is because one team you guys did not see in that playoff picture ladder are the Los Angeles Chargers, our opponent this week, who have an 8-6 record, but are not a top 7 team in the conference. That alone tells you how top-heavy the AFC is. So factor in the fact that our Texans have a worse record than this Chargers squad. Our chances of making the playoffs, even if we win out, are not sky high. So for the rest of this regular season, we're not going to exactly push for playoffs. We're going to focus more so on roster development and trying to figure out what our team needs for next season. But at the same time, we're not going to tank, all right? I'll say that right now. We're not going to go out and just throw these last 3 games. We're going to give it our all. And part of roster development for next season and for years to come is Christian Kirk's depth story that we have today. Christian Kirk with 150 yards or 3 touchdowns can join this list here of superstars and X-Factor players. He's star right now. We can get him to superstar, and that would be our first ability player on this Texans team. Also, we've made a quarterback change for this week. Davis Mills goes to the bench. Tyrod Taylor is our starter as we are underway. I talked about it a little bit last week about whether to start Davis Mills or Tyrod Taylor. It's not really anything that Davis Mills has done wrong. It's just that I don't really see him as our future franchise quarterback. We played with him for almost a season now, right? I think we've seen enough of Mills. Let's get a little bit of Tyrod Taylor on the field and get that feel of having a mobile quarterback in this offense. Whoa! That's going to feel great for the defense. Monte Nicholson gets away from Herbert. Into the end zone he goes. Oh my, do not put your hands in the cookie jar. You will not get away with it, Justin Herbert. A quick 6 on the board for our Houston Texans. And keep in mind, we talked about this Chargers team. They are in the thick of the playoff race. That means we are going to get their all. And the Chargers have pretty much been forced to shift into playoff mode as of right now. So we're going to get the best of LA. And despite all we've been talking about roster development, all that, we're still going to try to give it, I mean, not our 110% best with the Houston Texans, but we're still out here to try to win the game. As we get the tackle there on Austin Eckler, second down, Herbert on some play action, and that's Keenan Allen, middle of the field, making the catch. And, of course, we talked about the fact that we don't have any superstars or X-Factors. Keenan Allen making a play like that definitely sticks out, right? And once again, here's Keenan Allen getting open. Those are the kind of plays, the kind of players that can swing the tide of a game. Just the fact that Keenan Allen made that catch in traffic so effortlessly, right? We want to have a player like that of our own, so we'll see what we can do with Christian Kirk today. I mean, 150 yards, that's about what Christian Kirk averages on this team as we get a sack on first down. That is Zach Cunningham as Bo Scarborough on second down. And once again, Zach Cunningham making a lot of noise in this one. Third down and super long. Herbert going to drop back and quickly check it down to Austin Eckler. That's interesting right there, it wasn't really open, and the Chargers will settle for the field goal. It's up, and it is good. So right now, our Texans defense making a little bit of noise in this one, getting in the Chargers' heads, and that's what we want. But, of course, now on this side of the ball, let's see what Tyrod Taylor brings. We've had Tyrod Taylor in garbage time a couple of times this season, but we have not given him a start yet. Davis Mills has started every game so far this season until now. So here's Tyrod dropping back for the first time as a starter this season. Got a little sketchy in that pocket, but he is able to complete to Chris Conley. Tyrod gonna launch downfield, and it's picked off. Derwin James on the INT, and that is the first interception today. Derwin James, hold your horses. My, nearly put Tyrod and the rest of our Texans offense on his personal highlight reel. Touchdown on the next play. It's Parham Jr., the tight end, and the Chargers quickly get themselves out of the hole they dug themselves in after the Monte Nicholson pick. So what I was going to say before Derwin James tried to and1 mixtape our whole squad right there is that that's the first interception that we've thrown intended for Christian Kirk, and it might not be the last because, I mean, at this point, if we're not 100% focused on winning, we are 100% focused on getting this dev story. So, I mean, Christian Kirk will be read number 1, 2, and maybe 3 as well. Kirk with the spin move. Oh, Christian Kirk That'll help a whole lot. That was a gain of about 50 as we run the ball here. Perhaps the last play of the first quarter, and some nice rushing lanes there for Adrian Peterson. We'll go to Jamar Jefferson here on second down, but not really too successful on that stretch run. So third down. Obviously, we're going to try to get Christian Kirk the ball here. He's pretty covered. Tyrod in trouble and nearly threw a pick. That would have been his second already. Fourth down and 4, and the offense is on the field. We're not going for the field goal. We're going to go uber aggressive in this one. Going to go to Jefferson. Got the catch close to the sticks, but not a first down. A turnover on downs instead for our Texans offense, as Roquan all over Austin Eckler right there. So I mean, that situation we could have easily taken our 3, but I wanted to step on the field and see if we could get Christian Kirk a reception, right? That's really all I really wanted to do there. And unfortunately, Kirk was covered, so I was like, all right, we'll go to Jefferson. But Jefferson just, couldn't quite nose the ball up ahead as the Chargers didn't get a false start right here. So that'll back them up to a second down and 12. Our defense, we talked about playing well so far, but we don't want to overexpose our defense onto the field. Though as of right now, they're still doing their thing. Blackwalk with the sack right there. And this is going to be a third down that'll be very tough to convert. And once again, on third and long, the Chargers just check it down to Eckler. That time they actually lose yards trying to check it down to Eckler. So we'll take that, see if we can get some good field position off of the punt. Tremon Smith, who has, speaking of roster development, been a guy that we've identified as a piece on this team as Christian Kirk, making moves after the catch. That hurt right there. I believe he actually... That's going to count as a fumble, but obviously it went out of bounds, so we still maintain possession. But yeah, Tremon Smith, he's a guy that we have as our starting cornerback, and I think we're going to have him starting for the rest of the season as Jamar Jefferson up the middle there. Offense on the move for the second drive in a row, but Adrian Peterson never stood a chance on that one. Lost 2 yards, and now on third down and 3, dropping back the pass. It's Tyrod. Got him. It's Kirk. Nearly rolling into the end zone, down at the 1. And Tyrod on the next play. He scores. Tyrod Taylor showing what he's worth to this offense. Not really as someone that we're going to bring back next year, but his player type, his player archetype, well, Tyrod Taylor is showing his worth to us, I should be saying. So it's something to look at in free agency, in the draft, because, I don't foresee us starting Davis Mills or Tyrod Taylor next season. Unless maybe Davis Mills just gets like a crazy amount of dev upgrades. But, I mean, realistically, probably not. As Herbert gets it off, Jared Cook, that'll be a first down. So, yeah, I mean, it's fun to see what Tyrod can do. Tyrod making throws like that. Tyrod's not really a great Madden quarterback. He's fast, but his arm is pretty weak. He has like 86 throw powers, so, that's part of the reason why we never started Tyrod in all of this. But, like I said, you can see Tyrod's worth on the field as third down. That ball takes a while to be delivered, and that'll be picked off by Desmond King. And Desmond King, we had some perfect stick work right there. Might have had a pick 6, but nonetheless a solid gain as Tyrod, decent pocket, breaks the play, and throws downfield. That's Kirk again, and for the second time this game, going downfield for Kirk, we find Derwin James instead. Christian Kirk at least is going to make the tackle, and yeah, we're on pace to get this dev story, as that's a dime, and they'll call that a catch with Guyton to the 37-yard line. We're on pace to get this dev story with Kirk, but I want to get it done as soon as possible, right? Just in case something weird happens, like an injury or something, as a Parham wide open here. We tried to send a blitz right there, and to say it didn't work would be an understatement, as Eckler on the move, and that's going to be actually a great play there by Conway at that cornerback spot to disrupt the run, as Herbert breaking the pocket here on second down. He'll take off himself, and Herbert might have actually had the first down, but he goes out of bounds about a yard short, so third down and 1. Chargers going to hand off to Bo Scarborough, and Bo Scarborough is driven back as we call our second timeout. We'll see what the Chargers do here on 4th and inches. Offense on the field for now. They're down by 4, looking to take the lead here, and they'll drop back the pass. Herbert! That's incomplete! That is incomplete. It's Justin Reed with the pass breakup. Wow, what a stop by our Texans defense. Interesting that they went with Bo Scarborough on third down there, as Christian Kirk going to get another 11 yards. I believe at this point Christian Kirk is at or about 100 yards receiving so far. Oh, man. That's where you see Tyrod's arm strength being a little bit of a problem. The fact that that ball had absolutely no drive on it, and that ball as well, but I accidentally touched past that one, so that's why that one was awkward. But we are going to get the first down, call our final timeout. It'll be tough to score here, but what we can do is try to get the ball to Christian Kirk, and that we do! But Kirk, they'll call that a fumble. They're actually going to call that a fumble. Asante Samuel on the run back for now. Yeah, gets all the way to the 14-yard line, and no boot review. They're going to call that a catch and a fumble. That's questionable. I thought it was just a drop, but instead here are the LA Chargers. And they're going to get a nice gain here to the 6-yard line. They have all their timeouts so they can work the middle of the field here. But they only have a play or two. And they'll make the most of it. Jalen Guyton open for the touchdown. And the Chargers take advantage of the Kirk fumble before half. And they cash in. We had a 4-point lead going into halftime. Pretty much wrapped up. But, I mean, on a play that, you know, Christian Kirk, I still don't think that was a catch. But it is what it is, I suppose. As yeah, we'll just look for Christian Kirk here, but he's actually not on the field. Christian Kirk probably not feeling too well after taking that hit. So Tyrod just gonna go to Adrian Peterson here, who runs behind the line for no reason. And yeah, this is an absolute disaster. Let's just go to halftime and get the halftime show rolling, and hopefully have a better second half. Welcome to the halftime show, where we have no game of the week, but we're going to go over some Week 16 action, starting off in the AFC West with the Denver Broncos up big against the Las Vegas Raiders, but Las Vegas getting a spark plug to start the third quarter in the form of Darnell Moss, coast to coast on the kick return, but Denver's offense was too much to handle for the Raiders at the end of the day. The rookie Javonte Williams rocked, but not before getting the touchdown. Moving on to a nighttime game with George Kittle and the San Francisco 49ers feeling themselves, but it was just another day at the office for the King. Derrick Henry, the leader in the league in touchdowns scored, gets one more to add to the board and one more win for the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, huge battle in the NFC East for the division lead. It's Washington versus Dallas, and the Washington football team came out and set the tempo. Huge win that puts them in the driver's seat. Going on to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who were all busy with these upset-minded New York Jets. Marcus, may I have this pick six? Thank you very much. But the Jaguars get the pressure, get the pick, and they'll ultimately pull away the jack of all trades. And the Jaguars continue their push to try to make the playoffs as a wild card team. Kansas City in that battle themselves, and this will be a bad hand to be dealt. A tough loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers of all teams. Meanwhile, the battle for perfection continues. The Indianapolis Colts, the only remaining undefeated team, 15 wins, 2 away from a perfect season. Oh, the Miami Dolphins just looking for any win. And meanwhile, the Saints, this is a crushing blow to their wild card chase. Oh, the Green Bay Packers will stay at only 1 loss in the season. Going down the field, it's Adrian Amos, the pick for 6, and the Green Bay Packers won big. And meanwhile, Deshaun Jackson still doing his thing. Stafford to Deshaun, doesn't matter the age, it only matters about the results. Oh, that big hit will definitely deliver results. What a way to start the game for the Baltimore Ravens. Wow, as Devin White gets the user pick, he's going to the crib. That's too easy. Tampa Bay dominates. And finally, in this insignificant battle in the NFC East, we got Thomas getting the user pick right before the end of the first half, and look at him go. Earl Thomas, age is just a number, but that victory definitely counts for the Eagles. And we are back to start the second half. Our Texans are back on offense, but you will notice that Christian Kirk is not on the field to start the second half. Christian Kirk is not injured, but he's not on the field. That's actually going to be that's actually Justin Britt, our starting center, that gets hurt here. But still, even after this injury timeout, no Christian Kirk. He has not left the locker room as we go outside to Gary Jennings. By the way, my full apologies for having Gary Jennings wearing number 80. I didn't realize this. No one should be wearing number 80 on this franchise. Shout out to Andre Johnson. So my fault about that, but Gary Jennings will be wearing number 80 for the rest of the season. So all I can do is apologize for that. As you see, I'm checking the injuries here. I'm checking the injury list. I'm checking my depth chart. I'm trying to find out what happened to Christian Kirk, as Tyrod dropping back here on 2nd down and 17, floating, and that might be a catch there by Chris Connolly. Actually, no, it is a flag here, and we're going to get the first down yardage. They did not call that a catch, but they did call DPI on Asante Samuel Jr., which I don't really understand how that was DPI, but I also don't understand how that wasn't a catch. So at the end of the day, we got our first down, and we feel like we deserve. Oh, man. Joey Bosa with a monster sack. 2nd down and 1. That's going to turn the tables here. Oh, but we somehow get it off to Antonio Callaway. And Antonio Callaway spinning away for the first down and more. So our offensive line is pretty banged up right now. You see Joey Bosa suddenly having a field day. Tyrod in the corner. Oh, Nico Collins was in there for the touchdown, but Tyrod's throw leads him a little too far away. Next play, we got it to Nico. Oh, this drive should not still be going on, but here we are nonetheless. Tyrod on the RPO. Broken play there. Now it's 3rd down and 11. Dropping back is Tyrod Taylor. In trouble. Down he goes. Coverage sack there. Nothing really working out. Drew Tranquil taking down Tyrod Taylor, and we'll take the field goal up and good to tie the game. So Christian Kirk, spoiler alert, is not coming back for the rest of this game. And the only reason I can think of is because he's just fatigued. He's over fatigued. We might have worked him a little too hard in that first half. I don't know. And we took maybe one too many big hits. Remember, Christian Kirk fumbled twice in this game. One of them was like near the sidelines, and the other one was on that maybe catch. Either way, he took that big hit right there. So, yeah, Christian Kirk is done for the rest of the game. He did not get to 150 yards, so that means we're getting a pick with Monte Nicholson for the 2nd time this game. We get the user pick with Monte. But, yeah, Christian Kirk's not going to get the dev story because he just left. There's Nico Collins in the corner. Oh, man. Maybe, better quarterback, a better wide receiver. We can either drive that ball in or have our receiver catch it. But we are the Houston Texans. It's Tyrod. Oh, rubber ducky, and it goes through the hands of Jordan. Awkward play. Could have been a touchdown, and Jordan caught it, but he didn't. Instead, it's 3rd down and 10, and Tyrod going for Jordan again. This time it's picked off by the standout linebacker Kenneth Murray Jr. as misdirection run here for Austin Eckler. Going to get the Chargers a first down. Man, we've had a couple of shots in this game offensively where it feels like, maybe we had something going, and it's just like the worst case scenario keeps on happening to us. Nonetheless, though, this is a close ball game. It is 17-17, and Justin Herbert not going to help the Chargers here, taking the sack. Jonathan Greenyard, I believe that is. Next play! Oh, that was nearly picked off. Justin Reed versus Keenan Allen, and we almost got it there. Nonetheless, here's 3rd down, and Austin Eckler safe play. So the Chargers ultra conservative here on 3rd down. Not really, when it's 3rd down and long, they kind of just fold like a lawn chair and just take what they got. So they'll kick their 2nd field goal of the game up and good, and that'll give them the lead in this late 3rd quarter. So, I mean, the biggest mindset I had entering this game was make sure to get the dev story with Christian Kirk. Now that Christian Kirk's just not back and not returning, I don't really know what to do. I was just like, all right, I guess we'll just ball out, right? Like, Tyrod, we'll see what Tyrod can do. We're not really running the ball too much because, running the ball with Adrian Peterson and, Jermar Jefferson in Week 16 just doesn't really seem too appealing. So we'll just drop back with Tyrod here on 1st down. Might be the last play to 3rd. Downfield for Nico Collins. Incomplete. And we've tried to take a couple of jump ball opportunities for Nico Collins this season, and it feels like we are 0 for whatever on those that we've tried, but Nico's getting sticky in the open field, and Collins all the way to about the 18-yard line as we close out the 3rd quarter. Without Christian Kirk, Nico Collins is stepping up, and this is similar to what happened when we had Brandon Cooks traded away before we acquired Christian Kirk. Nico Collins was easily the #1 guy on this team, and oh my goodness, Joey Bosa just lit our right tackle on fire, and down goes Tyrod Taylor. The field goal to tie the game up and good by Kaimi Fairbairn, and no Marcus Cannon in this game today. He's injured. He got injured about a week or two earlier, and whoever's playing right tackle for us might need to retire after that. Holy cow. I don't think I've ever seen that on a non-user rush before. Joey Bosa doesn't have El Toro or anything. I don't know what the heck that was, as Austin Eckler moving and grooving out here to the 35-yard line, and the Chargers putting together a much-needed drive downfield, and Justin Herbert going to keep it going, and they're actually not going to give him the first down. So once again, Justin Herbert takes the sidelines before getting the first down, but the Chargers will get the first down here as they go with Bo Scarborough, who has been a hindrance to the Chargers offense, if anything, today. So anytime Bo's in the game, we're cool. Anytime Roquan's on our team, we're feeling great. It's 3rd down and 8. They'll run the ball. This is Jackson, and Jackson's in for the touchdown. Oh, man, Pancake City. It's like like we were at IHOP, but we are at NRG Stadium where our Houston Texans just got bullied on third down. And once again, the Chargers folded like a lawn chair. It wasn't even third down and that long, but they just ran the ball with like their third string running back, and we just got clobbered. So we find ourselves down by 7 because of that. Oh, man. David Johnson, awkward route out the backfield there, but thankfully we are still able to make the connection. So down by 7, here's Tyrod Taylor, and Tyrod hanging in that pocket, finding Nico Collins yet again. And like I was saying in the previous drive, Nico Collins really coming alive as a #1 wide receiver. But this offensive line is really hurting us right now. Nwosu with the sack. Tyrod next play. That's Collins. Down they all go. Nico Collins for the touchdown. And we're a PAT away from tying the game. Shout out to Nico Collins. He's not a guy that we are really completely sold on building as a wide receiver because we have Christian Kirk. Nico Collins can be a wide receiver too if he plays up to that potential. It was looking a little shaky in that first half, but the way he's playing right now, feeling okay about our guy is. Here we go. This is the Chargers. Tie ball game, need this drive to keep their playoff chances alive, and our slim playoff chances also depend on us trying to get a stop here. 3rd down and 3 will be upcoming after the 2-minute warning from the Chargers 32-yard line. Herbert gonna drop back, and he's got him. And to Mike Williams. Once again, the difference between those superstar wide receivers, that's Mike Williams, 1 of 2 on this team. Herbert has absolutely nothing. They went for a shot play, and we had it covered. Now it's 2nd down and 10, minute 15 left in regulation. Herbert just gets it off. Parham, the tight end, inbounds, tackled by Desmond King, and the Chargers in no rush here, time ticking down. 3rd down and 7, and they're going to motion Eckler out the backfield, so they're going to come out passing for sure here. Clock winding all the way down. Here's Herbert, clean pocket, and he's got Parham for the 1st down. Donald Parham with a key conversion, and the Chargers called their first timeout about 15 yards away from field goal range. They draw it up with Eckler, and Austin Eckler following the blocks, bullying for extra yards, and down to the 39. Big play by the Chargers, and this might be field goal range now, but we'll see if they work for more yards. 2nd down, they'll drop back to pass. Herbert going outside, and oh my, it's a catch. It's Jalen Guyton. He got both feet in bounds, and now the Chargers are in a great position to kick the field goal to win the game. And now our Houston Texans, at the very least, have to burn all of our timeouts here to make something happen. Make the Chargers not kneel the ball, even though they very well could, but they're still running it. We have a chance to see if we can force a turnover on Austin Eckler as he runs it up the middle there, and they'll have the ball centered for a game-winning field goal attempt with 6 seconds left. For some reason, Tucker McCann is not ice, so this will be from 35 yards straight away for the lead. Good. Chargers up by 3 with 3 seconds remaining, but we do have some time to make a miracle play happen. They'll squib it in the middle of the field, and we'll fair catch it with David Johnson. Not really optimal there, but we got to give ourselves a chance for the Hail Mary. Say a prayer, hope for the best. Last play of regulation, barring a penalty. Tyrod launching downfield, and it's incomplete. Down go the Texans. The Chargers enter NRG Stadium and get a much-needed win in their playoff race. Meanwhile, for our Texans, we drop 2 in a row now. We'll go under 500, and whatever playoff chances we just had went up in smoke in a close game against the Chargers. Christian Kirk did not get his dev story. And we'll see in the stats that Christian Kirk, I believe, had about 120 yards in that first half, even with that catch and fumble. So, I mean, we weren't that far off. All he had to do was show up in the second half, and he just didn't. He just didn't show up. I believe it's something in Madden where you take too many big hits or something like that. Your player gets over fatigued and they just don't show up in the game. I remember it happening to Tim Tebow. If you guys remember in like August when I did that Tim Tebow video when he was on the Jaguars at the time, I took too many hits when Tim Tebow was at quarterback and he just never returned in the game, like for a whole overtime too. So yeah, that's what I believe happened there. So a bit of a tough pill to swallow because we were well on our way. And I mean, it would have been nice to have a superstar on this team, but at the same time, you know, we did learn some stuff in that game. You know, Tyrod Taylor did not look bad out there. He didn't look great, but he you know, there's some things about Tyrod Taylor that I was like, man, you know, I think what we really need on this team is a quarterback that can drive the football outside the numbers. But Tyrod's mobility was fun. It was fun. Davis Mills can't move like that. And by the way, Christian Kirk got his dev story, but it's glitch. It has to be glitch. There's no way he actually got this thing. So we're probably going to lose this superstar ability, and that's fine because we have Bruiser. I'm okay with losing Bruiser, man. Like, what the heck, man? But GG's to the Chargers, man. Fun game. Leave a like in this video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe for more Madden 22 gameplays, franchise games, and all of that. Somehow it was a close game, even though we weren't really trying to make it a close game after Christian Kirk left. But hey, man, that's a good look for our Texans, I suppose. So yeah, I'll catch you guys next time.